Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to do another file folder project, and we're going to make a loaded mini journal. It's going to have lots of tags, lots of writing space. We're going to have a little signature in it. So it's going to be, you know, compact enough you can carry it in your purse, in your bag, you know, just have it laying on your desk. If you like to write notes and that down, great for gift giving. Christmas is coming up, so we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other videos. So this is just half of a file folder. When I did this video here, I used half of the file folder. So this is actually the other half. Okay? And if you haven't seen this one, check it out. So I'll give you the measurements for it. Let me see. It is about 11 3/4 by 6 3/8. Now, I got this idea from somebody, well, different ones, not any certain person. Different ones do little albums with the little small, like the little small lunch bags. But I don't have any of the little tiny lunch bags. So I was watching different things that they did in theirs and thinking of ideas that I could just do in a file folder journal. So I think it'll turn out cute. So we're going to give it a whirl anyway. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, all I did was I scored it at, well, let me see, my flap is, about 2 1/16. This middle one is like 4 7/16. And this is 4 and 5/8. Now, what I actually did was I kind of just folded it and folded it. And then I decided where I wanted my flap. So I just cut it to the size flap that I wanted. So that's all I did. So you kind of just fold it almost like, you know, if this is the width of my file folder, I just folded it so there was a space there, and then how long I wanted my flap. I don't think I'm explaining it right, but I think you should have the gist of it. So I have all of my mats cut out. So we're just going to go ahead and start gluing everything down. So I cut everything so there's a border around it. So I'm going to do it upside down so I can see what I'm doing. And of course, you know, it's not all going to be cut perfect, but it doesn't have to be now, does it? All right. So on the inside and outside of my flap, I just did the same paper because I figured that would be just fine. And I have my sections numbered, so I knew where I wanted everything to go, because it's just easier that way. Now this is out of that one scrapbook paper pad that I made a while back on I made something using that. I don't know what it was though. I didn't want to put that on there yet. That's all right. But anyway, I got it from Walmart. So I really like the paper. So I thought I would do something else out of it, and have a lot of scraps in it. So in the process, I'm using a lot of my scraps in here, which is good. Use them up and get rid of them. Now I'm going to put this on here as my closure, which is why I shouldn't have put that in there yet, because I'm going to put a brad in it. So I can just put a little circle or something over it. So I'm just going to punch my hole there. Kind of hard to see on that brown. Oh, I can't. Well, I can't do it with that because it's not long enough. Let me see. Where's my little puncher jobby? There it is. So I'll just make my hole with this. And I think it should be just fine. I don't have one of them long reach things, so you know, you just make the best of it. So on the inside, to cover up my brad, I can just put a little circle. Oh, am I on camera? I'm going to tighten it, but I don't want to tighten it too tight because I'm going to use some cotton thread to wrap around it for my closure, so, and it's kind of heavy. So I don't want to make it too tight. All right, there's my brad. Hopefully it's in the center. And pretty soon here oh, right there it is. Look at that. Well, now that's not what I wanted to do. I probably could start my video over, but I'm not going to. I want my hole in this thing. I don't know if I can punch it with this. Yes, I can. How about that? I knew I had this circle for something. Well, that might look better, huh? Okay, I had to take a little pause there for a minute, so sorry about that. So while I was off, I just went ahead and got a circle to put over this. So I don't think I asked, how's everyone doing today? Hopefully good. We haven't gotten any snowflakes yet, but I guess some people did. I think we're supposed to just mainly get rain. All right, I think that'll work. So, yeah, I think that'll be okay. All right, now we're gonna do this page. So I'm going to mat the backgrounds. So I just left a border around everything. And let me find my little thing that I smooth my paper down with. Okay. easier to smooth it down with that than it is my hand. I don't think it really matters which way I put this. So I just chose different papers out of the pack that I thought would look good in this because they all go together. Okay, and now on this page I want to put an envelope, and I just made the envelope out of this paper, and it's it's about 4 1/4. So I'm just going to glue the 3 sides down because I want to use it as a pocket also. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of tags and writing space. I think it'll make a cute little journal for anybody that likes a journal, or anyone that likes a little book that they can write in. Okay. Then, inside the envelope, we're going to put these little tags, and these are, even though this wasn't used in any of the backings today, but these are all part of the paper. So these are all cut-offs from like leftovers. So this would be a great project for using your scraps. So, and these are, approximate, because they're different size, almost 4 inches by 2.5. So them can all go in there. And then I'm going to put a piece of Velcro on here. Then from behind the pocket, I'm going to put some more tags, and they're just white on the back. And this has the little banding strip on top, and I didn't cut it off, and I don't think it really matters. So I'm going to put them back there. Then I'm going to put, do I want to put my Velcro on, or do I want to put this? This was one of the papers, and you'll see that shortly, that's in that paper pad. So I just cut it out. It's just, I just used a scallop punch and cut it out. So I have pop dots on the back of it. I think it'll be all right to do before I put my Velcro on. I figured it would just make it stand out and look just a little bit better. So I kind of want it down, I want the pop dot down close to the end of my, or the edge of my envelope flap. Then when I lift, I can just lift. You know what I mean? And then my little pop dots, well, they went over a little farther than what I thought they would, but the sticky will go away. So now I'm going to put my Velcro on, and I'm just going to put the Velcro on this part of my flap. Well, now wait a minute, I can leave them stuck together. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing here. very sticky, which is a good thing, because some Velcro dots, I guess, doesn't have a lot of sticky, but these sure do. Then I'll just take that plastic off. And just stick that down. Yep. So I like my little medallion. I think it's cute. There we go. And with this sticking up a little bit, it gives you a little bit more room to open it. So, cool. I like that page. All right, next page. Now on this one, I'm going to put this down for my mat. Now when you do your mat, you just have to measure each section, because one might be just a little bit larger than the other. It depends on, you know, how you cut it. Well, there's a pencil mark on there I can erase. That might have been the pencil mark I couldn't find. Like these two here are the same size, but I know the back flap is bigger. I'm not sure about I think the flap on this side is the same size as these. But, so you just want to measure them. Make for sure. And if you don't like the border around it, you don't have to have a border. All right, now on this page, we're going to have a little notepad. And I'm going to put, oh, I know what that was for. I wasn't supposed to erase that. I'm going to have a belly band, because the tablet is going to be, so when this tablet's empty, you can put a new one in. I'm going to make sure that you can see this. Okay, so I'm going to leave it sit there and just lift it enough to put some glue on. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Isn't it funny when you make a mark on something and then you can't remember what it was for? Maybe I'm the only one that does that. And then we'll glue this down, and then we'll have to let that dry for a minute. Should have been over just a little tiny bit, but it'll be just fine. All right, so while that's drying, on my tablet, I put a piece of file folder on the back, and then I put, I think there's 6 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this book I had got at one of our bin stores. It was one of their sales, and the lines are really cool, kind of almost like distressed or something. So when up here I scored this a 1/2 inch from the top, because I want to be able to write on this page, and then you can flip it over, turn it around, and write on this page. So you don't have to like just do this and oh, I can't write on it, because this will sit over the belly band, so you can take it right out of your journal and lay it on the table, or you can write on it while it's in the journal. And then I'm just going to put this over the top there just to cover my staples. Once I sat and thought about this, it started coming together pretty fast. Because some of it was, okay, well, what do I want to do on this page? And then, well, what do I want to do on that page? And then I ended up switching a couple pages around. And you'll see why in a little while. So this should be dry. And hopefully, where I was sliding that around, it's not going to, the opening's not going to be too small. Nope, so that'll work. And then that can sit and dry. So I made my belly band up high enough so my tag fell where I wanted it to in the center of the page. So that's cool, I like that. Then we're gonna flip this over. Well, that's kind of bulky. I think while I'm working on this page, I'm going to turn this over so I have this flat. Now on this page, this, yeah, I have to make sure I got it the right way. Okay, this is my mat. I better turn it back over this way for a minute. This is my mat, and then because of I'm going to put a pocket on here, and I'm going to have journal cards on here. I'm thinking them go somewhere else, I don't know. So this is what it would look like when I closed it. So I didn't want just the page or the pocket to be seen. So this is what I did. Oh, I know what them go for. I'm going to add this on as a fold out. And I scored this at a 1/2 inch. It's the same size as this, but I scored it at a 1/2 inch. And I'm going to glue it on this side so it can fold over. And then when this is closed, this is what we'll see. Okay? So let me glue that on. Let me grab this paper. Hope I'm not confusing everybody. I'll just even this up and fold this over. So it'll just fold out like this, and it's almost to that score line. So that's what that'll look like when we get done gluing this down. So I'm going to go ahead and open it back up. So this is the paper. I don't know what I was talking about before that I changed one of the pages. But anyways, this is the page that I changed, because my notepad would have been a little too bulky to do this. I figured the pocket and the tags would lay down a little easier. So I had to stop in midstream of the process to figure out what I was going to do on this page. Okay, so we'll go ahead, put our pocket on here, and I'm going to leave it over just a little tiny bit away from that edge. I'm going to glue 3 sides. And I just did these all in the shape of journal cards, so I didn't have to put tabs on them. So these are the 3 journal cards that's going to go in here. I'm thinking, yes, they go in here. So then we'll just slide in there. I don't want to push them in too far because I don't want to get them stuck in the glue. Then on this page, because it's just white, I didn't want to leave it just white. So I thought I would use this same paper like I did this pocket out of. I think it goes this way. And make a belly band, a pretty wide belly band that covers most of the page, and then we're going to have some more tags underneath it. So that just added some more journal space is what it did. And then there, like I say, not too much of the white on the background shows. I didn't want to add extra paper to it because, you know, like the whole page, and then do a pocket or anything because it would just make it too bulky. And then we have these journal tags, and again, this one has that little band on top. And then these will slide under here. And this is wide enough that it's really not going to let them fall too far if they try to fall out. So then when we turn this back over and we look at this page, and we can put this back in now, I think. And then when we look at this page and we turn this over, then this is what we'll see. And I think that looks a whole lot better. And this paper goes good with this anyway. Now, if you wanted to, and I actually thought about putting a tab on here, then you know that it's going to open, because you can just put like a little paper clip on here to hold it closed. Making sure that we're not clipping anything. And that would hold that closed, and I think I want to put the tab on there, so hang on a second. Okay, so I cut a little tab off of this piece of paper that's also out of that set. So I just want to put it on here, put it over far enough where it's not going to go over my fold. And then, you know, it can only go in so far. I better move them tags so I don't glue them down, right? Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. That would be my luck for sure. I only want it to go in this so far. I'm holding this up out of the way so it doesn't get glued down. So I think that's good. It might not be right in the center because I couldn't see if it was. Not really, but it's okay. And then that didn't get glued down. So then this can just fold over, and we can just have See if I can find a different paper clip. So we can just have one on there if you want one on there. Well, maybe I'll put it on top, just on the corner. I don't know. It's whether you want one or not. I'll work on that. But right now we're going to move on. So there's that. Now for our back flap, we're just going to have this flower paper on here, and it's going to be on there all by itself. I'm not going to add anything to it, because I'd say this little tiny journal is packed with lots of goodies. If I would have given it a thought, I would have put this back flap on before I started adding all that other bulky stuff. But I think it'll smooth out just fine. Hope everyone sticks around till the end to see how it all works out. All right, now in here in this fold, I'm going to put a signature, and then when this folds over, that'll be a nice hefty looking little journal. What do you think? Okay, so I'm going to put my paper clips on it. Actually, I have these big clips. Got them a while back. Actually, I think I got them for Christmas. Maybe I got them for Christmas last year. Well, I can't have them in that far because I have to sew this on. So I'm just going to put my lid back on my glue. I'm going to set this in here. Just try to even it up a little bit. And I'm going to poke my holes. So I actually think I'm just going to go off and do this. I'm just going to poke 3 holes in here, and then I'm going to sew them in. But I think I'm going to go off and do it because I don't want my video to be too long. And then I'll be right back. Okay. So I got that all sewed in. I just used this cotton thread. It's kind of like a cotton crochet thread. It's a little bit heavier. So that's what I used. So we have a nice signature. And the pages that I did, this is kind of a cream color. And then this is a bluish gray. I don't know if you can tell in the camera or not. This is like a bluish gray. And I thought it went good with these papers in here. So I did every other one that color. So that is our signature. And then on the back, because the file folder is so thin, I don't want it to tear. I'm going to put this washi tape over it. And that should just help protect it a little bit. Sorry about that. Dropped it on the floor. I don't want it to stick on the floor. It would end up on my shoe. Okay, make sure I have it in the view of the camera. So I'm just going to start up here, try to stick it right on the edge. I don't have to trim it. I can actually think about having to put anything over it, but I think that looks good. That'll just help to keep it from tearing. Okay. Then on this here, I really didn't like the idea of the paper clip because it just doesn't look right. So I had 2 half pieces of Velcro. It was from, I don't know, one of my projects that I only needed a little piece. I don't have the little tiny Velcro dots. And a big one would have been too big. So I'm just going to stick it on with the flat part to here. Well, maybe I should do that over here so I know I'm getting it on the flap, right? Right to the edge of the flap should be right to the edge of the paper there. And I'll take my tags out so I don't get them stuck in the Velcro. And that's not in the center of the tab, but Velcro sticks. So the back of it is very sticky. So this little piece of plastic on here is going to give me a problem. There we go. And then I can just fold it over and stick it on the page. And hopefully it works. And then we can just pull it open. And it's just a very little tiny piece, so it won't be in the way of anything. So that is, no, I gotta add my string for my closure. I was gonna say that was the video, but it's not the video. All right, so I'm gonna use the same thread that I used on my signature. And I'm just going to tie this. Just going to tie a knot. I'm just all fumble fingers when I do this. And then I'll just clip this little bit off. And then we can just wrap it around a couple of times. Oh, one more, and then we'll just wrap it. And then if you want, you can, I'll leave a little length, so if you want to add a little charm or something to it. So that is our little mini, what did I call it? Loaded journal. So what do you think? I think it's pretty cute. So when we first open it up, we're going to have our envelope with our tags. And then we're going to have these tags. You can journal on this. You could put a saying behind it. You could put a little picture in there. Then we have our signature. All of the pages are for writing on or drawing on. add a picture to it. Then we have our little tablet, and our paper all folds up for smooth writing. Then when this gets full, if you want to change it, you can just take it out and add a new one in. Then we have this with a pocket and some journal cards. Then we have this over here with our belly band and journal cards. And then that'll just close right back up. Then we can just turn it over and there's our back. So let me know down in the comments what you think. I think it turned out pretty cool. Think that might be fun to make. Remember, Christmas is coming up. Any kind of birthday, holiday, anything like that, that would be a good gift. All right, everyone, so hope you come back to see me for my next video. And until then, everyone have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.